Hi there and welcome to my channel. I am so glad that you stopped by to talk all things crochet blankets. I wanted to share with you my favorite two stitches, or not two stitches, sorry. I wish it was just two stitches, but two versions of a blanket that I love to make. One that is what I kind of consider to be more of like a mindless crochet session. If you're looking for something more simplistic and you're just kind of watching TV, your favorite show, you're kind of binge watching or something, you really can kind of knock a blanket like this, especially if you do a smaller baby size, lap size, you can kind of knock it out in an evening once you start, getting going. Is that how you word that? Especially if you're not, say, extremely new to crochet, because you're really just using a double crochet stitch throughout creating this blanket. And this is actually a granny square. It's the traditional granny square. You just keep going until it's the size that you want. Now this is one of mandala, a larger, it's so super soft. I wish you could feel it. Mandala, I think I forget which line that is. But it's variegated. So the colors, when they turn out beautifully. I mean, and it really just flowed. Like I didn't even do anything deliberate to make the colors kind of appear to be in stripes. It's how it turned out from that big ball. I wish I had to show you. Maybe I'll plug it in here on the screen. But isn't that really pretty? And then I always, if you've been here at all on my channel, you know that my favorite blanket, border, trim, whatever you like to call it, is a pom-pom. I just think it finishes it off really fun and slightly unique because you don't always see that. And when you go to wash these, I do suggest getting a larger laundry bag. Just wash them by themselves depending on what size, and then lay them flat to dry. Mild detergent, cooler water, things like that. But this size is actually larger than the one I just showed you. But it's all done it's the velvet. This yarn I actually got at Michael's. It's their I believe their Loops and Threads line, and it's like the velvet. It's so super soft. This is a blanket that I use on my bed, so it's well worn, but it's so soft and I love it. It's such a good, just like a throw blanket to have on your couch or your favorite chair. And again, this traditional stitch, I call it the traditional granny square stitch that you just kind of keep going in rounds until it's the size you want. It's just such a fun stress reliever. You don't have to put much thought into it, especially if you're going for a solid color or if your yarn is already multicolored and you don't really have to do anything. You don't have to put much thought into it as you may in a granny square. Like a Sunburst style granny square. And again, the pom-poms kind of show you how the yarn starts to change. Again, I didn't do anything deliberate to make this come out looking very, it looks like I put more thought into it than I did, but I did it, and that's fabulous. Now this one is the same stitch, but I did use 1, 2, 3, 4 different colors, and I think it turned out really pretty. This is with Hobby Lobby's. I love this yarn, and it's really easy when you do go to add the next color. When you get to the round that you say, hey, I'm done, that's big enough, or I want to go X number of rows and then stop. When you transition, it really is easy. Again, I actually put this blanket together, same stitch, but I put this blanket together this weekend. Actually, I just did this weekend. It's a thicker yarn. I love this. I love this yarn. I hadn't worked with it before. It's Premier's Chunky Bloom yarn, and I created a little short about it the other day after I finished it. But again, it comes out, I used three balls or skeins of yarn. Sorry, 3 skeins of yarn for those of you that know what I'm talking about. And I use the same thing for the pom-pom border. And of course they turn out larger than, say, the pom-poms over here. It's hard to tell on this, the way I'm holding it. But I just think it's a fun way to finish a blanket. And again, it was just really easy, sitting in the evenings, about 2 days, just sitting in the evenings and while watching a show, and I just put that together. Again, if you're a beginner, once you get familiar with your tension and knowing how things are going to turn out, you can really start rolling along when it comes to making a blanket. And again, if you've been here for any length of time on my channel or watching any of my shorts, you know that Sunburst granny squares are a favorite. I usually end up just making a stack of them and pulling from my stack at some point and stitching them together to create a blanket. And this, I kind of call this my boho one because it's just such a mix of colors and different yarns. Like this was a Big Twist Party. This was Karen Simply Soft. This is another Karen Simply Soft. This is a Hobby Lobby. I love this yarn. I'm pretty positive that's what that one is. And I know that this one is a Hobby Lobby. I love this yarn. This is really deep purple. And this is another Karen Simply Soft. And you can kind of see, as long as the weight of the yarn is similar, you'll be able to get the same size, basically the same size square. So you do want to pay attention to that. So when you're grabbing your squares to put them together for a blanket, you're just going to want to make sure they're the same size so they line up and lay nicely. And again, pom-pom border, I just think is so fun. I do have a tutorial on how to create a pom-pom border, and I know that I'm not the only one here on YouTube that does that. So you can also obviously just type it in a search bar too, but I'll drop my link in the comments or in the description below with the tutorial for this trim. And then I also have, I have been asked as far as patterns quite often, but again, I'm not a girl that necessarily likes to follow a lot of patterns. So I kind of follow more of a path of least resistance, because, you know, sometimes if you have another job, like another full-time job, you just want something that's going to be fun and not stressful, right? So again, like this is my favorite. This I have in another video. I use this on my bed each night, so it is very well loved. It's probably about 9 months old or so, and this was done in a Bernat lattice. And again, I sold out. I know I've talked about that before on here. When some of your favorite yarns are sold out, no longer being made, and you have to try to hunt them down, which thankfully sometimes you can find them on eBay, but then it's like once they're gone, and it just makes me sad. But this was a Bernat lattice yarn because I like the feel of it. It's quite different. It's kind of hard to describe. It's still soft, but it's different, and it doesn't really pill that much like the others can do at times, which is also why I like using Bernat Bundle Up for my Granny Square Sunburst when I attach and put them together, and for the pom-poms, especially for when I'm making baby blankets for my Etsy shop. I like to use that because, again, it doesn't pill, like make those little pill balls. It's so super, super soft. But this, again, this is just mindless crochet in the evenings, and just such a nice stress reliever, and you just keep going until it's the size that you like. And yeah, that's, I just thought I would hop on here today and share with you some of my favorite blankets, and hope to kind of inspire you This one back here is another, this is my personal little one I've had before on here, granny square and solid. So mixing solid and then the Sunburst with different colors. It's just a fun and way to give it a little bit of a pop. And this one I actually, I'll show you, I put together with a colorful variegated, it's actually the Bernat Party, no, the, Joanne's is going bye-bye, but it's their big twist party that you can't get anymore either, but I put this together with that, like I stitched these. I gotta get all these like terms right. Yeah. But I used that in it, so it's a little bit different, and then I actually used the traditional granny square and then did the Sunburst. And this one wasn't perfect when I was making it, so I kept it for myself, but you know, you start to fall in love with the little imperfections, right? So that is mine, and yeah, I hope you like this little video. I hope it inspires you to get to crocheting and maybe putting together your own granny square blanket. And if you have a channel, I would love to see, or if you have like an Instagram or something, you want to tag it below. I'd love to see what you're working on. Share with us, inspire the rest of us. Thanks for being here, guys. If you love this kind of stuff, just like and subscribe, and it just blesses me. And I hope you have a very blessed day. Bye.